Hello everyone, Agion here with another Coh2 replay. Spawned on the south side as the austere player. We have Toyvendor spawned and his ally as an OKW. We have Pinapple, the fruit dude. And we do have actually two medium tactical locked in, but let me go ahead and introduce the dual Soviet players. We have Br00dy and Wotsch. Wotsch. I have no idea. But we have media doctrinal lock-ins of mechanized support. He is not going for assault grenadiers. It's probably a good idea. That's a very long-range map. And we also have elite armor. So most likely we'll see a 2-2-1. And is this bulletin still bugged? Before, it only affected the anti-tank grenade assault from the Tank Hunter Doctrine. You actually double check up on that. Conscripts capturing up the fuel and this fuel is currently untouched. Pioneers inside this building, but won't exactly win out versus two conscript squads. Do we see the MG42? We do see the MG42. Perhaps actually not getting inside the building, setting up right here would be a bit better. That would be out of range, would it? Actually, behind this wall, well, would be a bit better in order to help deal with this. Because trying to get in there, they can start circling around, deal some extra damage. That was actually ward them away for that moment. Perhaps we will see a conscript Molotov upgrade. Not just yet. Actually, we do have a squad of assault grenadiers going for grenadiers into assault grenadiers. Interesting. We got some Sturm Pioneers over here. The Penal Battalions are over here. Does get some nice flinging hits, doing a significant amount of damage. The Sturm Pioneers needs to fall back. There's just way too much firepower right here. Needs to actually do a full retreat now. Full retreat does come out. Won't get a squad wipe. There's a nice line of sight blocker there. And the Volksgrenadiers they're just way outgunned. They should just put as much damage into this conscript squad than withdraw. They are getting a good amount of damage there, but right now, they're not exactly... the heavy cover may allow them to win out against the penal squad, but I don't think so. Grenadiers will get some nice damage into the building conscripts. A nice HMG burst there will suppress the squad. Over here, just secured up by the Grenadiers. Oh, we also got a Flamer here. Assault Grenadiers and Pioneers moving in forward, and not Ural forward. You could sprint forward, but the Ural lasts for 10 seconds while the sprint only lasts for 5. We do not have Battle Phase 1 just yet, so there's no grenade assault. Another squad of assault grenadiers. I would disagree with two squads. One squad would be more than plenty. While this can be very CQB-ish in the center of the map, it's still more favored long-range weapons such as the Grenadier. Nice over the cover, over the fence flame reverse, and good damage there by the assault Grenadiers. Potentially could get some good flank hits with the penals here will prevent any sort of advance. Are you researching Battle Phase 1? Yes, he is. Once you get those grenade assaults. And penals are inside this building. They will have 5 windows fired out of, so it's a good hard point. It actually does move over here, so only 3 windows. Looks like the 2-2-1 is out on the field. Tried to do a nice flank with the Flamer, but runs straight into the 2-2-1. Do you see any anti-tank grenades? No anti-tank grenades. Oh, got a cinder grenade though. And it will do quite a bit of damage there. It could potentially run down that unit with the 2-2-1. Besides, nice not to risk it. A mortar shot. Is there a mortar out in the field? Or was that just exploding debris? There is actually a Soviet mortar. Oh, and here, explosion out some direction. A mine was hit. Here it was. Oh, Grenadiers, do you get up and close to this house? Do we see a grenade assault? Looks like not, so guys just want to go ahead and fight it out. Does this thing quite a bit of wounding. He will actually need medics relatively soon, because that squad, it won't last very long. He's actually retreating out back. There is actually medics back at home, so that's good. We do have a set of medical crates on the ground. Last of it's being used up, but it is going for the battleproof HQ. There's a squad of PTRSs trying to eye for the 221. Not really necessary versus 221. 221 has very little health and armor. And this does reduce the anti-infantry damage the Penal Squad has, so I'm actually not a big fan of the PTRS upgrade right now. Maybe against the if the T70 would be out, but not against the 221. I guess say T70, Panzer II. Or Flak Half Track. We do have the anti-tank grenade. The anti-tank grenade will connect. Now there's a lot of rear armor hits. These PDRSs just needs to tap it and dead. And oh, Sturmpioneers may in fact go down. This squad just needs to stand there and shoot to get those PTRSs firing. And there goes the Sturmpioneers. So losing a significant amount of part of his army, only down have 3 Volksgrenadiers. He does not need to immediately. Oh, he does not need to immediately replace those Sturmpioneers. Nothing for repairs, but it is a good CQB squad. We have Incendiary Grenade on top of the combat engineers. What do we have over here? Flamer Pioneers force away the conscripts. And we do also have a 251 actually. Rifle grenade out onto the mortar. Does a good amount of damage, but it's a mortar. Losing models is actually acceptable. Running down these combat engineers, not super great. Perhaps pop in, jump out on the other side. Oh, that was a bit of a misrally. Conscripts in the road, doing good amount of damage to the Grenadiers, forcing them back. Nice mortar hit. And this MG42 will go ahead and suppress. And actually, if you were to... Yes, that's what he's doing. Mowing down the fence. Because I thought, oh, that's actually quite handy. And then I thought, oh, mow down the rest of the fence, and he did. But there's a mortar here to displace the unit. He could go ahead and pop behind this heavy sandbags for the time being. Does clean up a mine, replaces with his own shoe mine. Four squads of conscripts out, so that is quite a bit of firepower. He does have 2 squads of assault grens, 1 squad of regular grens, and a flamer squad. Will we see the... Yes, we do in fact see the flamer half-track upgrade. It's a shame that we seen any reinforcing action for the nearby units out when it first showed up, but oh well. And this will go ahead and de-garrison that building very quickly. Perhaps you should just go ahead and force fire, burn it to the ground. And we do have a T-70 out in the anti-tank mode. Do we have snares? We do have snares nearby. No Pack 40, however. The Panzerfaust will connect. He could pitch in some more damage into these conscripts. He has a bit of health to play around with. There is anti-tank grenades, so he has to be a bit careful. Force fires to the ground across the trees. Does get a bit of damage. Does get some nice damage right there. Trying to vault over. And T-70 looks like they're going to go ahead and get some repairs. What doctrines should the Soviet players go for? Guard motor, potentially. KV2 can be good. And the ML20, not so much. Not a whole lot of static structures. Perhaps maybe there's a very forward Panzer quarters, but that's about it. Mechanized support, most likely. Terror tactics, don't see it. And defensive, potentially. He does have only one engineer, however, so it'll be a lot of time just building mines. But it is a good doctrine. We do actually have a lock-in of the ISU 152. We do also have a Feteli for the Coh2 player. Not a whole lot defending this area. When I say not a whole lot, I mean nothing. Though this looks like the sheer Panzer Corps is going to set on up, protect the field and the VP. And it looks like some more shoe mines going down. I wonder how many he has laid. Looks like just 2 in this general area. Don't see any over here. We do got some Flamer Squad engaged this unit behind heavy cover, which one of the guys was actually behind the fence. And Warfare is setting on up. Will get a shot onto the T-70. It was sort of hard to see. Mortar will receive quite a bit of fire right there. And here comes the Assault Grenadiers. I would say at this point, sprint forward and start shooting, and perhaps maybe throw a couple grenade assaults. Doesn't have a whole lot of munitions though for grenade assaults, just only one. Does throw out a grenade assault. It is a good, not really. There's just way too much Allied, well, Soviet infantry. A lot of conscripts. And it looks like we got another doctrinal lock-in for the Guard motor coordination tactics. These Pioneers are actually a little bit in danger, so is the Pinapple. Let's get some good damage in there. The Guards could potentially hop in this building and get some shots on to the 251. So the Flame Hat-Trick's going to engage, does get some good damage onto the Guard. The MG42 did not actually get any bursts off, which probably would have stayed in there. Oh, runs straight into the shoe mine, kills off a couple of his teammates' units as well. Oh, found another shoe mine. The other shoe mine. Going for a Panzerfaust? Guess not. Pack forward looks like out on the field. The MG42 is also here, so it's a very good area to be locked down by the austere player. Perhaps maybe burn down this other building. The Sheer Panzer Corps is set up. The Panzer authorization has been activated. Oh, there is a mine there, but it's a Soviet mine. And actually, this Panzerfaust could detonate that mine. No, it does not. It looks like a lag out on the field. Oh, I heard an explosion. That may have been a 120mm mortar? Yes, there is. There is a 120mm mortar. Oh, landmine's been spotted. A lot of landmines from both players. I like it. Building destroyed to the 120mm mortar. You could potentially see a Stug E. Those have battle phase 3.
Have 300 points remaining. Increase your efforts.
Oh, some sort of minor upgrade looks over there. These units are super wounded. Does go in and retreat on back the guards. The penal squad is still here. And we also got quite a bit of assault over here. And this flamer will displace that grenadier squad. Super wounded from the flame burst. Looks like the MG team actually got out of the building, firing upon this 7-man squad. I hear a Katusha? Yeah, we do have a Katusha over here. Does get, looks like 2 models of something. A nice mortar smoke. Though I think there's still a bit of an opportunity. Yeah, the MG42 reset up on that other window, and now forces on back. Force fires the ground on top of the Assault Grenadiers. Does get a nice hit with the mortar as well. Does go ahead and button the vehicle. I don't think the half-track will go down, because this unit's still suppressed, no snare possible. We do got a reconnaissance run. No, it's a mark target on the 251. I don't think I've actually really seen that before. He's going to try to get some good shots in, but does get a bit burned up. T-70 is in snare range. And there you go. The Faust will come forward. Oh, Panzer IV. I like that option. No tanks engaged with at the moment, and needs something with more anti-infantry. Plus, he has access to heat rounds and the Panzer Commander. He has pretty much no munitions whatsoever, so no chance for any calling in artillery. But we also do have a building of a flak half-track. He could have used, if he really wants AA, he could have used the anti-aircraft mode on his Panzer Corps. He doesn't really need the flak half-track at the moment. We do got 2 120mm mortars, so that is a lot of indirect fire. Other players are making an advance once again. Volks Grenadiers does receive some good hits from the T-70. The T-70 will be out. Oh, Katusha. A random shot could go over that direction, kill it off. The Volks Grenadier needs to be withdrawn. 120mm mortars eyeing for the sheer Panzer quarters. Is that a mechanic warfare on attack ground? I think so.
Mechanized flak is ready for action.
Now the Katusha barrage coming on in. A lot of PTRSs in the area. We also got a T-34-76 by the red player. So next item I would recommend is the ISU-152. He already has 2 vehicles out. Guards frag does a little bit of damage, not a whole lot. Storm Pioneers could throw a stun. Does get a nice maturity hit there. T-34-76 is outclassed by the Panzer IV-H. We do also have a Brumbar on the field. Unusual item to see with this doctrine, but I do like it. It of course along some good anti-infantry. It's also a bit more potent than the Stuk E. Good shot there. Does not get the wipe on the guards. They were very low. I was going to assume it's going to get a wipe. Has to be very careful about the satchel charge. Does roll a miss on the T-70. And oh, the satchel charge may be good. Go ahead and activate prioritize fire. Ooh, that combat engineer squad was actually very stacked up. That could have been a wipe. Force fire the ground. Oh, so close. These close-range mortars, it's a very stacked-up unit. This could be a squad wipe. So a really big wounded action, though. Nice hit there on the T-34. But there are guards here. They do have access to button. Does roll a miss there. Does go ahead and button the vehicle, but it can potentially just blitz away. And actually could call in some artillery onto the guards. He actually did lose a squad of Volks in one of the engagements, but he does have now an Obersoldatsen being upgraded for MG34. Good damage there. Their Kearney's hit the ground. which actually, to hit the ground also makes them being very vulnerable to a crush. Katyusha barrage coming on in. Big miss was eyeing for the Panzer IV. And there is a teller mine right there. A really good pin right there. Not sure here from this MG42. Oh, going straight for the T-70s. Not like a good idea. Well, he was going for the mortars, but the T-70 just was in the way. Yellow does have quite a bit of fuel, a huge amount of manpower. I could see another MG42, perhaps a Pak-40. T-34-85 is out in the field. The Br00dy is super wounded and has the marked target. Not super wounded, but the marked target would make it even more wounded. Did he actually complete building that flat cap track? Yes, it is. It's just not firing on that aircraft. There it goes. Oh, he lost both his Volks. That is huge. Not sure how that happened. Maybe the Katyusha? Wonder how many kills that Katyusha has. Only 2, so it wasn't the Katyusha. So not sure what killed them. You have the heat rounds being activated. The Panzer IV is actually receiving quite a bit of pens. The T-70 does get the kill. Does one T-34-85 shot will not kill it, however. Look at how your player could... Yep, does go for a Sturm Tiger. After that, well, he actually does have quite a bit of anti-infantry, so he doesn't really need a replacement of infantry, but another squad of Obersoldaten would not hurt. You see a bunker buster, but it looks like he's just going to go in and shoot the guards. Force fires the ground across the terrain. Does get a great hit right there. Ooh, the Katyusha is actually being rallied along with the 2 T-34s. I'm actually sort of surprised we see 2 T-34s not saving up for our ISU-152. Sturm Tiger! Sturm Tiger! Stuns both of them! Pak-40 needs to rotate, but you got some artillery being brought on in. It is actually not artillery, but a precision bombing strike could save the T-34s. Let's get one. Looks like there is a Panther out in the field, not going for the Tiger tank. Great hits there on the T-34s. There is a dropped Oh, that's the Obersoldaten went down, must have. And there goes both the T-34s. I think I heard the yeah, it looks like some sort of light vehicle. Was 251 still alive? May have been. Looks like the Obersoldaten went down in all those engagements, so a dropped MG34 would be quite good for, say, these conscripts, or a replacement of Obersoldaten, get 2 LMGs, be super powerful. Does he not see it? I would disagree with the combat engineers. Let's ward away the mortars. There is a penal squad right here, has to be very careful, both sides. And it looks like the Penals go ahead and withdraw. They're very much wounded. It does replace a squad of Volksgrenadiers. He's approaching enough fuel for another Panzer IV. Could eye for another one. Sturm Tiger fully repaired, fully reloaded. Oh, that could be a great hit. It was a great hit for the Br00dy. And it looks like the assault grenadiers were forced back by the tanks. Its Sturm Tiger shot gets a nice hit, but I don't think anything in the area to kill it off. The Panther certainly move on forward, but does get a bit body blocked by the Br00dy. The Br00dy and Panther is a good combo as well. One's anti-tank, one's anti-vehicle. Oh, looks like light artillery rolls a miss. Hit on the combat engineers. Br00dy needs to get on out. He actually does spot this guy. He may have been repaired enough. Could do a ram. And did repair enough. Does get main gun destroyed. Besides withdrawal, there's a lot of potential AT here. The anti-tank gun. Oh, get this. Not a good idea. The Panzer IV needs to get on out of there. Does button it? Do we see a snare? Yes, we do see a snare. This could be a dead Panzer IV. Huge amounts of damage. Rolls a bounce on the T-34 and does go down to the 8 with the help of the AT gun over here. Does actually call in some artillery. Does not actually get the kill. I could have sworn there was more shots. That's only 3 rounds. Let's go ahead and decapture this point. Storm Tiger will definitely wipe out the AT gun. Does not outright destroy it as well. And looks like some artillery being called on in. Looks like it's light artillery barrage by the austere player. The Coh2 player has lost quite a bit, and his conscripts getting caught up on terrain will get the snare off. Does not have Panzer Tactician. Almost wipes out the guard with the light shot. But the Br00dy needs to get on back. The Panther needs repairs as well. And this point needs to be resecured, but the Ashira Panzer quarters is getting bombarded by the mortars. Overall, the Axis players are not in a super great position. Fills out his roster for T-34-76. He must have been worried about pop cap. Not T-34-85. Storm Tiger lines up a shot, but does get actually stun action, but nothing to capitalize on it. Volksgrenadiers actually get a dropped LMG-34. Looks like that combat engineer dropped it and he picked it up. Throws out a satchel charge, or attempted to. Great damage by the Sturm Pioneers. Cracks throws stun over here. Does throw out satchel. Does avoid it. Tiger moving in once again. This could be a dead guard squad. Actually, info over here does get the ram off. Do we see an airstrike? No, there's not enough munitions for it. Does have a snared engine right now. And button vehicle. There's no smoke in the area. Does get a foul stop. There goes the T-34, but actually with a main gun destroyed and immobile, so that wasn't going anywhere. So there goes a Sturm Tiger. Br00dy's moving forward once again, but super wounded. The flak half track can go down. Does throw out some smoke. Panther is still wounded. Hasn't been repaired just yet. Panzerwerfer received a splash damage shot. Panther getting caught on up. There goes the Panzerwerfer. This T-34-85 is being super deadly. Would prioritize fire on top of the Panther. Could ram the Br00dy. And there goes the Panther itself. This T-34-85 being super lethal. Kills off another vehicle. Very much worth it if you even lose the T-34-85, but there's nothing there to kill it off. May have snared engine, but the OKW player has only 2 units left. He doesn't have the HQ. He can't get another Sturmtiger. He can't get another Panzer IV. He has a mechanized HQ. The only thing he can go for is a King Tiger. The mechanized HQ will in fact go down, so that's less repairs. The Soviet players have a huge amount of units. We do have not a Tiger tank, but a Panther tank being on the build queue for the austere player. As well as another Pack 40. Pack 40 is very much necessary versus all the armor they're facing. We do got light artillery brush coming in, but it's going to be a large miss. It actually does get a couple models. The Soviet players are actually positioned to assault the main base. Cannon Warfare on the build queue, very necessary. Actually, the red Soviet player doesn't have any vehicles, just only a Katusha. But he's very close to an ISU 152, just needs some manpower. We'll potentially see, yeah, Faustus will come on in. Pack 40 will line up another shot, does get a pen. Where's the Cannon Warfare? Cannon Warfare just been built. Panther now moving on in, but getting body blocked by the Cannon Warfare. Cannon Warfare needs to shoot these high health tanks, can't be hunting right now. There goes at 76. The Cannon Warfare not facing the right direction. Hasn't even got a single shot off, I believe. We do got the marked target on the Panther, forcing away the Panther. Let's get a shot off there, but rolls a miss. Gets are heavily in favor of the Axis players, but there's just... they don't have a whole lot of units left. Do got a squad of... oh, looks like the mechanized hive track. Is he going for the Panzerschrecks? No, he's not. Or at the moment. Going for close range of the guards. Could button it, but it won't be super important. If he keeps a half track alive, and he doesn't. The half track can be locked down in order for some suppression for, say, this VP over here. Do got a satchel charge into this building. We'll go ahead and destroy it. Oh, looks like a frag onto the assault grenades, and the Austrian units are within retreat. There are two Pack 40s here, as well as a Panther. Does get 2 hits. And the T-34 most likely will go down. 1 hit. Actually use target weak points for some odd reason. And doesn't get the kill on the unit. Tiger out on the field, so the Okonomi player does have a significant firepower now, and he does also, well, soon have 1 at this rate. He still has his battle group. Oh, there's a mine there. Another marked target on top of the King Tiger. The King Tiger is going to perhaps just withdraw for the time being. The Cannon Warfare needs withdrawal. I don't think there's enough damage here for a snare at the moment. He could try ramming it. He does have enough munitions for... he is going for the airstrike. But he may be in the base sector. I'm not sure if this could be a full hit. This may not kill the King Tiger. Only it was a partial hit because couldn't get a proper lineup with the King Tiger being inside the base sector. His VP is captured by the Allied players once again, and overall the Soviet players may make a huge comeback. They're still severely behind on tickets, but they do have a triple cap.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Panzer Grenadiers making an assault once again, potentially a bundle grenade. But they don't really need it for damage. Just only potential wipe. We do have an ISU 152 loaded with AP right now. Squads, it is snared as well. He could go for a satchel charge for a huge amount of damage. Yes, he does go for a satchel. That is definitely a dead Panther. Just give it enough time.
Enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Let's see, the Austrian player only has 100 fuel. Does have 2 Pack 40s though, so he does have a lot of AT. Ooh. He can't be losing Grenadiers. Almost lost the Grenadiers. It may be worth it to go back tech to tier 3 and get some Stugs. He doesn't have a whole lot of fuel. He may just want to spam out Stugs for the time being. Is he going for the cap? Yes, he is going for the cap. Ooh, deadly hit right there. The conscripts will in fact go down to the SMG fire. Could see... No, we don't have enough munitions for a barrage right there. There is a good, just juicy target for our barrage. And it looks like one of the T-34s goes down, gets a bit body blocked by his own ISU-152. A lot of ATs in the area. Perhaps target weak point would be good, but just doesn't have enough munitions for it. Coh2 barrage comes in, trying to stop a capture. King Tiger has enough munitions now for a barrage. Great hit right there. Looks like the King Tiger could get the wipe there. That's most likely a wipe. Yes, it is. Austrian player still has quite a bit of infantry. Did actually get those Panzerschrecks upgraded on the Panzer Grenadiers. So this bit of flank, one of these pack guns could get decrewed. Having them at vet 1 is really important for the target weak points. The weak points, of course, would be great at killing the ISU-152. That is a decrewed AT gun. Doesn't need to worry about using the barrage. But, oh, there's a stealth one right here. And marked target does come on in.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Is not going to kill on the King Tiger. Oh, so close. ISU-152 has spotting from the aircraft. Does get a nice hit right there. Lines up a shot. Engine damage. Rolls a miss. I think he's still maybe a bit in range. Lines up another shot.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before they
And does get the kill on the King Tiger, was just barely in range. Main gun destroyed on the T-34. These Mechanic Whiffers are doing great amount of damage. Snare on the IC-152. And looks like this guy may be able to get back home. This T-34 is also snared. Does get a nice high explosive shot. Or maybe those World Prison Round. Nope, it was high explosive. Lines up a shot. Gets another hit. Just one shot away from death, however. And the Mechanic Whiffer was forced to retreat. Soviet players are still in a great position without a Panther, without a King Tiger. There's not a whole lot that the Soviet Austrian players can do. There is a Panther being rebuilt. Ooh, oh, that's a dead assault grenadier.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Maxim will go ahead and get decrewed by the grenadiers, but does receive one. Is that a creeping barrage? It's a creeping barrage. You never see creeping barrages, but that was a creeping barrage. This is like, it just kept on going. Oh, that was a good hit. The Maxim could get the wipe. It does not. The ISU still was severely wounded in those shots. And the Panzerx won't get any close. And the Katusha barrage wipes out. Wow, wait. Oh, there's a second Katusha. I was like, wow, that recharged quickly, but there's now two Katushas. And both the Soviet players have a lot of fuel. I'm thinking a lot of T-34s. There will be a snare on the top of this T-34, but there's engineers nearby for repairs. MG34 on Volk's Grenadier, it should be quite effective as Pinos, but it looks like they're just not getting hits. Try to grab that AT gun. We'll go ahead and try to re-grab it once again. Could have received some more barrages by mortars. Looks like there's assault over here. Does spot a mine there. Does not clean it up. Any other mines? Nope, just that one. I'm sort of surprised I actually know pintle mount for the Dishka. For the ISU 152, actually not super great. So perhaps it's a good idea not to upgrade it because it's weak, it's poor. You have a frag grenade there, does not get a huge amount of damage. The cannon warfare at very close range, it does get one shot there, could circle around, but there's some snares here. Pak-40 does get the target weak points. Is there another Pak-40 for a chain? There is, but not at Bet 1. Panther does get some good hits there. It's out of range, or just barely in range. More penetrating hits. But the ISU 152 has a lot of good frontal armor. Balance a lot of those shots as well. Do have a replacement assault grenadiers. I actually disagree with that. And the cannon whipper does get the kill on the ISU 152, but there's plenty of fuel for another. And for a T-34. Times 3. Single assault grenade does come forward, does a bit of damage, does not get the wipe on the... Ooh! Almost got the wipe there. And... does... Ooh! Is that another creep barrage? It is! I like it. You never see the creeping barrages, but that guy's just using them all the time. I like it. We got some more Soviet mines coming down that may have been spotted. Another King Tiger out in the field, but there's a lot of tanks on the field. It'll have a significant amount of trouble. Or for the munitions from any other airstrike, so that combo won't be likely. King Tiger could stick behind. Yes, it looks like he's going to force fire through the wreckage of the house. Oh, he does have enough munitions for a coordinated barrage. Does lose that cannon warfare. We see, yep, we do see, in fact, see the artillery upon those support weapons. And looks like the assault grenadiers are forced away by the T-34. This one is still here, could potentially throw a grenade assault on top of Maxim. And the coordinated barrage doesn't actually wipe out the AT gun. Still triple cap in favor of the Soviets. They are down only 29 points, but the Axis players are down to 90. This T-34 should... Oh, the Maxim's actually not inside the building. I think it's going to be put inside the building for extra defense.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Ooh, finds a landmine. Go and throw a incendiary grenade on top of the Maxim. They're very much bunched up, so they can get wiped pretty quickly, but actually packs up. And it looks like there goes the AT gun. Mark target still on this King Tiger, but nothing really to capitalize on. It could have been a satchel there, but I don't think that was enough to actually snare the engine.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points.
Looks like the mark target has worn off. Playing missions for another one, and shortly off cooldown. The coordinated barrage looks like over here. This may destroy the AT gun. Nope, the AT gun actually has plenty of health.
Infantry squad. We have fallen to 25 points.
Ooh, some good damage here. There's 3 AT guns here. The T-34 almost went down. It is an 85. The 76 is still at full health. A lot of indirect fire here. Assault grenadiers are eyeing to get this central capture point. The Axis players are down to only 11 tickets, so the Penal squads may need to just sit there and stay. There is a Maxim squad here. And they're going for a flank run, trying to eye for something. This guy is pretty good in repair. That's the one that's wounded is actually farther back. There goes the Panther. Panzerwerfer barrage didn't do a whole lot. Katyusha barrage coming on in, but looks like the Pioneer's going to just go ahead and skirt around. Does receive some hits there. It is a creeping barrage, I believe. Yeah, creeping barrage down this direction-ish. And we'll go ahead and flame down that Maxim. There is a dropped PTRS, so the Pioneers could potentially pick that up. Won't do all too much. And there we go. There's a cap in favor of the Axis players. They just need to hold off a little bit longer, but there's a huge wave of combat engineers moving forward. This King Tiger is super wounded. ISU-152 had the AP rounds equipped.
We have been reduced to 25 points. Failure is not rewarded.
The ISU-152 is pitching in some huge amount of damage. The King Tiger just needs to get on out. It is not a vetted ISU-152, so no reload, fast reload or anything like that. And the Axis players have pretty much nothing to counterattack. They need some units in the central capping point or over here, but it doesn't look like they have that capability.
The people anticipate our victory. The enemy has 10 points remaining.
And this looks like the end of the game. There's nothing, they can't, the OKW players are sort of suiciding in and can't get the capture. Loses a squad of Volks. I thought I saw a squad goes down over there, and the assault grenadiers couldn't even come close. There's way too much indirect fire. Panzerwerfer does pitch in some shots, but it won't accomplish all too much. And one last ticket, and that's the end of the game. Very good comeback for the Soviet players. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.